All right, I want to take a peek at this now with you guys because this is actually so funny. We'll go here, and I'll zoom in a little bit so we can read them. This is Niku posting that they want questions about the Anvil Paladin. Okay? And normally this would be a nothing burger and not something that would be worth talking about. But this time it's a little bit of a different story. So to give some context here is, well, very often CIG, when they want to sell something, it's usually very overpowered. And then they nerf it usually the day after they are sold, somewhere around there. Now, that is a bit of a joke, okay, because there have been plenty of ships that have come out broken and not good that have actually had to get improved. I think Peregrine or whatever the missile saber is, right? That came out, it started bad, and then it got better, and now I think it's incredibly broken and like super overpowered. But this ship is the Anvil Paladin, and the Anvil Paladin, in case you don't know, is a gunship. We'll go to the official page for a moment just to take a look at it. It's a gunship, which even looking at this, it obviously looks a lot like the Valkyrie, but what other ship does it remind you of? It reminds me of the Redeemer, right? Big top turret gun, side guns on the wings. It is a Redeemer competitor, right? Well, what happened to the Redeemer not too long ago? Well, it got nerfed down to the ground in a lot of ways. Yeah, it's a better looking Redeemer too. Looks taken away from it. It's a very cool looking ship, and it's a gunship, lots of guns, right? But the Redeemer got nerfed pretty bad. Size 5 turret removed. I think there were 2 size 5 turrets removed and made size 4s. And then all of a sudden, the Anvil Paladin appears, which is kind of funny. Now, to be fair, Redeemer has what size guns for the Redeemer as well? It's 2, though. Is it 2 size 4s? This one has 2 size 4 turrets that the pilot can use as a solo player. Now, that is if there are no players in the seats that would use those individually, which again, why would you use them individually if you can use them together? So these would be the 4 seats for the turrets and the pilot, right? But none of that is news. What's the news and what's funny is the comments. So there is not a single positive emote in this thread, not a single one. Top one is clown face. Okay. The next one is money with wings. This has 1.2K upvotes, which is not a small amount for this website. Okay. That is a huge amount in the shorter period of time that this was posted. And the post says, will you nerf the Paladin if it achieves the highest kill count like the Corsair? What happened to the Corsair is they said that it was 40% of the kills in the game was the Corsair or something like that. So they nerfed that ship as well. Did the Anvil steal the Paladin's 4 size 5 guns from the Aegis Redeemer's factory? Right? Is the Paladin the reason why the Redeemer was nerfed to oblivion? And then they're literally deleting the bad, like these are the good ones. These are the good ones. They're deleting posts. So you can only imagine what that post was. Why introduce another ship with a quad size 5 turret loadout when you took it away from other ships like the Corsair and Redeemer, which only had dual size 5 turrets? This has a quad size 5 turrets. All right. Are you going to nerf it right after it comes live? What will differentiate the Paladin from the Redeemer? Edit and the Andromeda, which also is classified as a gunship. Hold on. This is the only guy who's asked a legitimate question so far. He's the only one that asked a legitimate question. It's a good question, too, so I'll upvote it. If I'm even logged in. I don't know why it won't upvote, so I don't even think I'm logged in at the moment. Anvil swiped the size 3 shield and the size 5 guns from Aegis, didn't they? So it's not only that, but they nerfed the shields too, and this one has better shields. With what happened to the community voted winner, the last great Starship Redeemer, which CIG always seems to hate, and CIG designed Corsair, why should I feel secure in my pledge for this ship in its stated role or function? And you know what? That's the nicest way to ask the question that everyone's asking. That's the way you ask it. So Misa, good on you for asking it this way. Why should I trust and feel secure in the hundreds of dollars that I'm giving you? That is a really good way to ask that question, and I appreciate that. Since the ship has no pilot guns, not true. Yep, and then look, CIG has updated the sales page. There you go. Was the Redeemer only nerfed to create a free spot in the ship lineup for this ship? Right? It just keeps going. Why was this ship released with a loadout you've recently said was too strong for this size of ship? It's so good. Another deleted post. How does this ship earn its 4 size 5 weapons in contrast to the Redeemer's original 4 size 5? It's not to beat that deceased horse, but removing the Redeemer's iconic and touted size 5 Gatlings right before selling another gunship is suspicious at best. Would love to hear how the Paladin deserves them, and will that change in the future, just like with the Redeemer? You know what? Here's another legitimate question. Does it enter production anytime soon? Should I even be giving you my money in the first place? Or am I going to wait until Star Citizen 5.0 for this thing to come out, right? And that's not what comes after 4.0. That's what comes after 1.0 at some point, right? So I love it. There's not a single positive post here. Everything is, why should I give you my money when you've treated other ships so poorly? And what is going on here? The loaner for it is the Redeemer. This is so funny, dude. Oh my God. You just get a worse version of this as a loaner. This is the funniest ship sale they've ever done. And it's because they're just ridiculous at this point. Is the game is not the priority as much as the ship sales, and it just shows over and over and over again. And it's just showing that the community is so fed up, and I love it. I love it because I've been fed up for years, and I love seeing that more and more people are fed up with the same BS that I've been fed up with forever. And you know what? Yeah, it's not like any of these posts are not within total reason to be there. And you know what? The ball's in CIG's court now. It's in your court, Jared. It's in your court, John Crew. It's in your court, whoever, Chris Roberts, for once. Maybe you should be talking about these things, right? It's your game. They're making it for you, apparently. So it's now time to stand in front of the camera or write a post on Spectrum, I don't care, and answer these questions, right? That's what this is for. And it'll be a post. It'll be a post most likely because that's what this thread is for. But it's time to answer those questions. And the ball's in their court. Will they ignore these questions? Or will they answer them? Or will they skirt around them? And it's time. If CIG wants to earn the trust and if they earn the trust, they'll earn the money back probably. If you want to earn the trust, you got to stand up and answer these questions, right? Because you are so blatantly doing this stuff, and we're not that stupid. We're dumb enough to buy pictures of spaceships, but we're not dumb enough to fall for some of the stuff that's been going on here. So it's it's time for them to answer the bell on that one. And I look forward to see what happens after this thread goes up. We'll see. Right? There's not much more to say now. The community has done the best job possible to say what needs said. It's time for CIG to say what needs said.